The Galactic Council had classified humans as a Class 3 species, intelligent but harmless. They were small compared to most spacefaring races, physically weaker than the reptilian Drex, and lacked the natural biological weapons of the insectoid Morph. Humans had been allowed to join the interstellar community largely as a courtesy, their planet's resources being of minimal interest. Fleet Commander Toril observed the human delegation from across the conference chamber. His 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a gesture of mild amusement among his kind. The humans looked soft, vulnerable in their fabric uniforms instead of natural armor. They had been given a small outpost on the edge of Sector 7, far from any valuable trade routes or resource-rich systems. They posed no threat, Toral had assured the Council. Their technology is primitive, and their physical capabilities are unremarkable. The galactic war against the Void Swarm had been raging for decades. These humans had offered assistance, but what could they possibly contribute? The Council had accepted their token offer of a small contingent of warriors, Marines, they called them, more as a diplomatic gesture than a tactical decision. One such Marine stood silently behind the human ambassador, tall for his species, but still a head shorter than Toril's lowest eye stalk. The alien commander decided to engage with this specimen. "You are a warrior of Earth?" Toril asked, approaching the human. "Staff Sergeant Jack Wilson, sir, United Earth Marine Corps," the human replied, his stance straightening almost imperceptibly. "What makes you qualified to fight the Void Swarm? They have consumed 3 major civilizations already." The human's expression remained neutral. "We're adaptable, sir." Toril's skin rippled with colors that translated to condescending amusement. Adaptability is common. The Void Swarm destroyed the Krith homeworld in a single rotation. The Krith had evolved to survive atmospheric changes over millions of years. Their adaptability meant nothing. The human nodded. "With respect, sir, there's a difference between evolution and adaptation. Evolution is passive. Adaptation can be deliberate." Something in the human's tone gave Toril pause. "Explain." "The Krith adapted over generations. Humans adapt between heartbeats. We call it improvisation, innovation, sometimes vengeance." "Vengeance? I am unfamiliar with this concept." The human's eyes changed then, something cold entering them. "It means when you hurt us, we don't just fight back. We remember, we plan, we make sure it never happens again." 3 standard months later, Outpost Sigma-12 became the latest casualty of the Void Swarm. A colony of 5,000 souls, including 50 humans, was overrun in hours. The Galactic Council wrote it off as another inevitable loss. The war effort continued without pause. 1 week after that, Commander Toril was summoned to an emergency session of the High Command. "Impossible," he whispered, viewing the tactical display. A small fleet of unfamiliar ships had emerged from the debris field of Sigma-12. They were engaging the Void Swarm and winning. Human vessels, Admiral Kelf confirmed. Retrofitted mining ships and transport vessels. They've modified them with some kind of adaptive shielding we've never seen before. "The 50 humans from the outpost?" Toril asked. 42 survivors. They've been transmitting their battle tactics across all frequencies. Their shield modifications are proving effective against the Swarm's energy weapons. Toril's color rippled with disbelief. "How?" "The Swarm adapts to all defenses within cycles. The humans are changing their shield frequencies constantly, manually. They're not using algorithms the Swarm can predict. They're improvising." The tactical display showed a Swarm mothership erupting into fragments of chitin and metal. 42 survivors, Toril repeated, accomplishing what our fleets of thousands could not. Admiral Kelt's voice was somber. "They're broadcasting one message on repeat. This is what vengeance looks like." The council chamber was silent 2 days later when Staff Sergeant Wilson stood before them. No longer a silent backdrop to diplomats, he addressed the gathered representatives of 100 worlds. "You thought we were harmless because we're small," he said quietly, "because we're not covered in armor or spines or venom sacs. You looked at our physical form and decided we had nothing to offer." He activated a holographic display showing the battle at Sigma-12. "What you couldn't see was our history. On Earth, we fought each other for millennia. not for resources or territory. Those were just excuses. We fought because someone hurt us, and we wanted to hurt them back. We call it vengeance. It's not logical, it's not efficient, but it is very, very human. The display showed the human ships, outnumbered 10 to 1, tearing through the swarm. You evolved to survive on your worlds. We evolved to make our world survive us. You adapted to your environments. We adapted our environment to us, and when something threatens what we care about, we don't just fight. We burn with the need to make sure it never happens again. Commander Toril finally understood. The Council had classified humans based on their physical attributes, their size, their strength, their natural defenses. They had missed something crucial. The Void Swarm adapts to patterns, Wilson continued. Every species in this room thinks in patterns, even when you try not to. But humans? We're chaos given form. Our greatest strength isn't our bodies. It's that we take what hurts us and turn it into a weapon. The Council voted unanimously that day to reclassify humans as a Class 1 species, approach with extreme caution. And the war began to turn.